YouTube fam, you know what day it is. It's mod time, baby. It's mod time. Alright guys, so on today's video we're gonna put a bunch of stuff on my bike. So this is a 2014 Harley Davidson VRod Nightrod special. So I already put on a Vance & Hines competition about 3 months ago. I changed all the lights to LEDs. I got a air performance air filter with the tune. So on today's video we're gonna get rid of this ugly thing and the whole license plate area. We're gonna do a fender eliminator, take this whole bulky thing and just put a integrated turn signal there, relocate the license plate to the shock where the shock bolt is at, and then we're gonna put a quick detachable Sissy bar that no one makes except out of the country, which I finally found in Portugal. So we're gonna see how that looks. Also, we're gonna relocate the mirrors to the bottom. So I got the extenders, and then you can put the mirrors on the bottom. Just because this is in the way, you have to have a relocation kit. All right, we'll start off with the easy part. So we'll do with the mirrors. We'll do the mirrors first. So I got these Trader mirror relocation kit. They'll come with 2 relocation arms with bolts and nuts and washers. First, let's start by taking old mirrors out. So in order to take these mirrors out, all you do is just twist it. Or you gotta hold and then twist it. Okay, got those out and I got those out. So this is where it bolts into. So before you do anything, make sure to lube it up with WD-40 because it gets rusty in it. I don't know about you guys. This is a 2014 and once it gets rained on, you know, Harleys, they rust. Lube those up, move to the next step. So this is the extension and this is the bolt. What you do is take the bolt, put the washer that's included with it, put it in there, and this tab right here, it clips in to the side of the brake lever. So that's how it's gonna go. The bolt, you use the turn signal, and with this you're going to use size 5 Allen head to tighten it. There it is, the extension's on, turn signal is on. Make sure it's really tight. Not like other Harleys, this doesn't vibrate like those other Harleys. So you can put thread locks on there if you're afraid of it being loose while you're riding, but like I said, this doesn't shake. Once you get that side done, repeat the same steps on the other one. Both sides are done. Now take your mirror, slide it in from the bottom and bolt it up to the top. There you have it. It looks so much better on the bottom. So instead of the mirrors being up here, it's gonna be down here. It's more visibility. People who has concern about these hitting your tank, let's find out. Nope, it locks into place before it hits it. All right, there you guys have it. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, next up guys is the license plate relocation. It's gonna go right here on the bottom shock bolt, and this is from JB Sporty. I'm gonna put all the link where I got these parts at, and we'll do this one. So what you do is you just take off this bottom screw, this bottom shock bolt. Once that pops out, put this thing in, put the bolt back in. Pretty simple. On this one, there's not a load, so once you take off this screw, it'll just pop right out. And that's it. So this is off. Okay, so when you put this on, this long part, this part goes inside. This is gonna be flush, just like that. This bolt will require a thread lock, so you can use any color. I'm using a red thread lock. Alright, there you have it. It's all bolted up, and now you do is bend your license plate and put it on. Ooh, sexy. There it is. Time for the fun part. Now we're taking out the old turn signals, the whole rear fender. I forgot what they're called, but whatever. We're putting a fender eliminator here. So what we gotta do first is we gotta take off passenger seat. You gotta take off the rear fender in order to get through the bolts of this, and then the wiring. Alright, first you gotta take off this bolt. This is a 10mm socket, and then you gotta take off this bolt, and this is a 13mm socket. Alright, once you got those two bolts out, you can lift the back seat and slide it out. It's so hard doing this by yourself. Abby's at work, so I gotta do it by myself. So next, there's an Allen head right here, and you got a bolt right there, and a bolt down there, and another one down here. So you gotta take all 4 of those, and this whole rear fender should pop right off. In order to take those bolts out, that's a size 13, and that one is a size 6. Alright, once you get those 4 bolts out, you could literally just lift the whole rear fender out. You don't have to take the whole fender out, you just need to get to the bolts. And also, I'm putting a quick detachable sissy bar, so I'm gonna need to go through this. You gotta knock everything at once. I think what I'm gonna do is put the attachments for the quick sissy bar first, because they're just brackets. It's just this, so it'll go to this, and then it'll be done. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna do that first. Alright, so this is the quick detachable sissy bar I got. I'm gonna put the link in the description where I got these at, but this is the only quick detachable sissy bar that's made for a 2014 or any VRod Nightrod special. Usually Harley makes one of these, but you have to drill through their fender, which you don't want to do. I mean, that's gonna make the bike look ugly, and it's not quick detachable. So I've been doing research. There's some custom shops who's making these, and this is, I think, one of the best ones I found. So like I said, this will mount up right here with 2 bolts, and then that's it. And then you just mount the sissy bar right here, and it's quick detachable. So if you're riding solo, take that out. If I'm riding with Abby, I'll put that back on. And you know, when we do long rides, we have a little luggage rack we could put our luggage at. So yeah, let's do that. So I'm actually gonna put thread locks on these bolts, because you know, I don't want this coming off when my baby's riding with me. So I'll make sure this is the tightest thing possible on this bike. Hand tighten them first, and then now you're gonna use a 13mm socket to tighten those bolts down. Repeat that same step on the right side. There you have it. You're done with the quick release sissy bar. That's it. You just gotta put the fender back on and then attach the sissy bar onto these. Pretty easy. It's a good quality too. So I'm gonna put the link in the description if you guys want to buy this on your Nightrod. I highly recommend this compared to the original Harley Davidson sissy bar. Now let's take out that ugly fender and then put the fender eliminator on there. Alright, so you're gonna have to take those 4 bolts out. You're gonna use a 10mm socket to take those 4 out. And once you pop those 4 screws out, this thing just comes right down. So now follow the wire. So it's gonna be this one right here. Unplug that, and there it is. There you have it. So this is the fender eliminator. Sexy. So compared to that, this is my turn signal, and that's gonna be my brake. Look how clean it looks without it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the stock bolts back onto this to hold the stock brake light, and just tighten those 2 first. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the fender eliminator on there, line up those 2 holes, and then take your stock bolts and nut, thread lock them again, bolt the fender eliminator up on there. There you have it. Sexy. So now we're gonna work on the wires. What we're gonna do is just run it along the brake wires through that hole. We'll work on the top after you do that. Alright, make sure you run the wires down through the hole and zip tie it. Make sure it's not loose, because this is gonna be where the tire is at, so you don't want this loose. So zip tie it and then crimp the excess off. Sexy. Now you could put those 4 bolts back on and then mount the fender. Alright, so this is the hard part now, and the confusing part. So this is the ones that came with the integrated tails, and this is the stock wiring harness. Great. Let's start off with the easy ones. So follow the main brake harness. So you unplug this. Alright, so once you unplug that, you take the one that goes with the integrated one, and then you plugged it on to the one you just took out, just like that. So next you take this one out. This is for your turn signal, so unplug that, and then you take the one from the harness and then replace it onto that one. Bear with me guys, this is hard doing with one hand, just like that. So now you're left with 1 wire from the harness, and then you just take your stock brake one and then you plug it into that. Everything is plugged in, and then just clean the wires up with some zip ties, make it look neat. All right, let's see how they look. Oh, I already see them. That is sexy, so much cleaner. So make sure your turn signals work. Make sure the other one worked. And make sure brake lights work. You do. So there you guys have it. Now put the rear seat back on and clean up the wires, and install is done. Now let's try the Sissy bar on. Video. I hope this is very helpful. There's not a lot of videos out there, people working on the Nightrod, but hopefully this helped. I'm gonna put all the link in the description if you guys want to buy it, check it out, and see you guys on the next vlog. Peace.